This is recording 887. The name of my podcast is Listen Next 887. You can find me on my website, speakingtothecia.com or christinastation918.com. So after my last podcast where I was doing the podcast on decoding Firestarter, okay, so I went to go delete my notes, and Jean Manson used ice on me and blinked my brain. She got my brain in a different focal point. She has people do this. Like, her people will talk to me like they know me, and then it's like what I call Biko Scripto, and they pull my consciousness, and they do like little skits and stuff. And they like force like I don't know how to explain it, like my active conscience in my brain they pull my focus over there to whatever they're doing, talking back and forth. So they're doing that on purpose, because while that's happening and my focal point is pointing over there, someone else is like controlling my hand. And so it looks like I do it, but I didn't do it. I was ice. Okay. So it's crazy, right? So anyway, I'm trying to delete the notes from Firestarter because I've already got my podcast on it. It's 886, right? So before Firestarter was a whole nother collection of notes, which was for another podcast, but it's not lost forever. I'll remember it as it comes back, and then as I remember it, I'll get it online. But anyway, so she takes my hand and she like selects all the text and then deletes it, right? And I'm not even realizing this, like my consciousness pulled. And then as soon as it's deleted, I'm realizing that it's like my conscience comes back too, and I'm realizing that it's deleted. And I'm like, what the heck? And so there was no way to retrieve it. It was gone. And she was doing it because she was showing off to someone how she buys a baby and she abuses it and sells it till it's dead. I've got gray hair now. I'm 54. And she still is not done with being entertained and making money off of me. I cannot wait till she's executed. Anyway, so those notes are gone. But it's not the end of it. It was more on 9/11, just more loose ends. And then there was another crime I was reporting, and I was more upset that I had lost the crime that I was going to report, because that got wiped out too. So anyway, so this podcast I'm going to pick up on a couple things that I remembered that were supposed to be in that last podcast that I accidentally deleted. Not that would have come after Firestarter. Okay, which would have been this one. Okay, and then I'm going to report crimes that Gene Robertson or Manson Occult / Ku Klux Klan have committed around the planet. Okay, so another thing I want to point out to you, again, Gene Robertson or Manson Occult / Ku Klux Klan is not a joke. You need to go through my whole podcast. I'm making reports to CIA. The CIA follows along in every podcast, so I'm doing a continuation of. If you're just now listening and you don't know what's going on and you want to spare it, that means this isn't for you. This is for intelligence. Okay, so in reference to the World Trade Center attack, she did the World Trade Center attack, okay? Her and her Manson Occult did the World Trade Center attack. She iced the pilot. So here's something else that she did. They were skyscrapers. Ice scraper. She used ice scraper too. And then I think I've already got this in one of these podcasts, but remember I was telling you I went to Hartford Elementary. Note the heart. Okay, so that goes to all the heart XO, but that's because one of her aliases is Betsy Ross XO. She's always used it. So that goes along with her whole heart theme. Okay, so all right, so let me go to a crime here. So 1 dead, 4 injured in mass shooting outside bar in Hartford, Connecticut. 1 person is dead and 4 others were hurt in a shooting outside a bar in Hartford, Connecticut early Sunday morning. Officers were called to the area of Wethersfield Avenue about 40 minutes from Yale University around 1:40 a.m. after the shot spotter notification, according to the police department. Okay, so instantly I know, because I just got done making the podcast. So Hartford, Connecticut, and remember I was saying CT was in there. I didn't know what CT went to. So then Gene Robertson and Ransom Occult does the shooting, and it's in Connecticut, which the state's initials are CT, and they're making a reference to Weatherford, Oklahoma, using Wethersfield Avenue. Okay, so anyway, so then after that, they came on and were like talking and being their same as usual ridiculous selves, if you know what I'm saying. Just without cause or concern, just didn't even care. They're psychopaths. Okay, so another book that I decoded, moving forward, another book that I decoded of Stephen King's was Children of the Corn, and that is in here in my Speaking to the CIA podcast. Okay, moving forward again. So another BC is Bloods and Crips. I was like, oh my God. That's B and C. And here's something crazier. Okay, so remember when I told you the Illuminati colors? Remember I told you I don't really understand how it goes, but I know there's a red, black, and white, and then there's the yellow and blue. Okay, and I'm like, it's like Illuminati like groups, like, and somebody in my brain was joking around, and they were like a new like a set, and anyway, somebody said, hey, look, Bloods and Crips, that starts with B and C. And then another thing to point out is the red from the Bloods, and then the Crips are blue. So you got the red, black, and white associated with the Bloods, and the yellow and blue associated with the Crips. I know that goes together, but I don't know hardly anything about Bloods or Crips, but the Bloods and Crips would definitely know. So that's definitely all connected. Another BC is British Columbia. Okay, next crime, United States shootings in Michigan leave 5 people plus suspect dead following large-scale search. Okay, so in this one, the keyword is Hickman. Okay, Jean has a new coined colloquialism. I don't know, one of her little funnies, her little punny funnies or whatever, that she commits terrorism with, more of her cutesy fartsy. I've seen and heard it all over the place in the past 2 days already. She's using the word nutty, like in the Nutty Professor, but she's saying nut, and then she's saying ty, nut, thank you. That's what she's saying. So she's making it look like it's coming from men, and she might be even tricking men into saying it, not realizing what they're saying. I don't know. But anyway, so this Hickman goes to that because the hiccup would go to the Nutting or Steel on my podcast on that. So, United States shootings in Michigan leave 5 people plus suspect dead following large-scale search. So, again, Gene Roberts is committing these terror crimes, and she's the one that rolls out all these little themes on everything. Okay, Spain, 3 killed, 2 injured in shooting, and she commits the crime too. She runs this whole thing. She's got all different groups of people doing all different parts of this. Okay, Spain, 3 killed, 2 injured in shooting in southern Spain. So, this was after my last podcast. You're going to instantly see all kinds of everything in there. But notable Isla Cristina, and then note the latitude and longitude. Okay, so moving next Italy, thieves steal Renaissance artwork in museum heist during Italian holiday. So this one, she's referring back to my childhood in the 70s. Remember when I told you she used ice on me when I was little, and she wanted to do a recreation of Death to Pigs, and she used artificial intelligence on me, and then I had slung like red nail polish all over my mom's brand new bathroom. Okay, so the bathroom had the tempura wood panels. They had just put in wood panels in the shower, and they looked just like that. Okay, and I had slung red nail polish everywhere. But again, I mean, looking at the world how it is, it looks like it was me, but it was not me. That was Jean using me as her little experiment robot, using artificial intelligence. Think it's funny, making me like I'm a little Satan doll or something, slinging polish everywhere because she wants to recreate Death to Pigs and slash Psycho. So anyway, in the 70s also, so this was at Messina, is what it says in the news article. So that connects again back to the 70s logins in Messina. It also connects to a series of ciphers. I decoded all that Jean had all around the word mess hall, and then you can see MASH in there. And then you can also see JavaScript in there. So I saw the JavaScript in there, and then I saw the VA or AV or something in there. And I'm like, what are they saying? I mean, it's like, and see how she's controlling me right now, going, what are they saying? Like I'm trying to like I'm paying attention to somebody else communicating. It's Jean Roberts that commits these crimes, trying to make it look like it's people that it's not. And she gets entertained by it. She thinks it's funny. I told you, she's like, she is a terrorist, like a serial killer. It's not fun unless you can witness everybody following your crimes everywhere. So she's entertained by it. But she's also caught, because the more I report her, the more she's caught. So anyway, so there's something with JavaScript in it. So I don't know if Jean is making some backward reference to saying, like, she's pretending like she's an undercover cop, and she's saying there's hacking involved. You know, Jean loves to hack my computers at work. It pisses me off so bad. I cannot wait. I wish one day somebody cuts all her fingers off. She hacks my company so bad. But then I'm like, she hacks a lot of companies around the world. She's committing break-in. She's a vandal. So, I mean, she's going to be executed. She thinks she can like talk her way and sweet talk her way out of anything. And I don't even know a country where that is even possible, to commit crime like that and then to sweet talk your way out of it, like it's arbitration, or like it's like, what is this? No, you're going to be executed, Navy gal. You committed stolen valor. You're a terrorist. You and your people are terrorists. So anyway, so RA, Renaissance artwork, so note the initials RA, and then Annie Folger, and then next to Annie Folger is CeeLo, and it's a 1400s theme, okay, which goes again to my previous podcast. It also goes to several more podcasts I have on here, Speaking to the CIA, but it's not only connected to these recent podcasts of mine, but I'm saying it's connected to the original Charles Manson murders. So the original Charles Manson murders used some of this as a theme. So whatever's going on here in this museum, what's missing, or who which is clearly I mean, it's connected. This is like, and she probably wants to like run a racket on it. I bet you anything that's what she's doing. So anyway, there's more to see here, and Jean will be right there to meet you and tell you she knows everything, and she'll just racket it, and everybody should just worship her. Okay, next one. United States, 1 killed, 4 injured in shooting at park in Kentucky. So in this one, Jean is using a base 6 theme. So that's going again to my last podcast. Also, she's referring to Mammoth Caves, Kentucky. So what she's saying is, what Jean is referring to, she's using Mammoth Caves as underground. So she's saying underground civilization, underground bases. And in this, she could be saying what's there, but everybody already knows what's there. I've already reported everything I know, and I'm sure everybody else has reported everything they know. And I'm sure by now all intelligence knows what's going on down there. I mean, everything from biodegradable weapons to, like, I mean, there's all kinds of things going on. Okay, Jean is a terrorist. So anyway, but she's making it look like it's someone else again, and she's communicating using the crime like she's committing, like she's trying to explain base 6 to people as she commits the crime, like she's using it to signal to someone else, and she's explaining the base 6 in the crime that she's committing. Jean Roberts says. Okay, so India. Air India Express passenger fire shots at Varanasi airport during weapons check two screeners engine. So here, Gene Robertson or Manson and Colt is following the same theme as Vince Neil's plane. See my podcast speaking to the CIA. And so what she's doing is she's referring to Valerie Bertinelli here, related to Van Halen. So you have a Motley Crue to Van Halen reference. And then you see also Alex from Van Halen inside Air India Express. Nigeria, over 20 killed, many injured in fresh plateau attack. So here, this is a pattern that is occurring over here. This is in Nigeria. This is a pattern that is occurring here where they're using LMSs, on the learning management or talent management systems, and they're using that as a theme. And it's because I used to teach and manage and admin TMS and LMS systems. Okay, so it's a specific group of Charles Manson. I don't know who they're. I don't know how things get done at the end result. I know that it's Gene Robertson or Manson occult behind it. And Gene sends out all the keywords and all the themes to do. And then she uses cons. And then she uses ice. And then she uses ice and cons. So in here, I know that she's using plateau as one of them. So I don't know what else is in here. I didn't take the time to go through and find out what more is in here. But you probably will want to go through here and see what else is more in here, what's connected to what. So I would look for Cornerstone. I would look for Saba. I would look for Oracle. I would look for Trivantis. And Trivantis links to this Air India crime that Gene Roberts committed. Bulgaria fire in Serbia causes heavy smoke over Sofia, fire department says. So again, she's using the sofa. And then something else to point out is Sophia Loren. So that is the end of this recording.